me on. That takes care of that. We're good there. Kill the music. Everybody's good. We're all good. What do I got? Oh, I got my papers in the sky. Look, that looks a little bit more professional, doesn't it? Oh, it's business cards. You ever wonder where all the business cards went? There, down there on top of the books. The rest of that stuff. Trying to catch up on all of those things as that kind of goes. We'll move it closer. Going to move me over. Are we having fun? Are we having fun yet? No response. No response. I just got off the phone with somebody who does a video as well. Got started doing it for the fun of it. Then it changes, and then you're gonna doing it again. It changes again. It's like, well, but why are we doing it? Why do so many people do this stuff? Some people are doing it purely to make money. Oh, look, I get that. And you could Google some of those shows. You're saying, that bring in the most amount of viewers and do that, and then you can talk about all this stuff that you did 14,000 years ago. Well, that doesn't bring me any joy. I know, yeah, okay, I get it, man. Sometimes I do like yakking about myself there. You could say it. That's all right. That's all right, man. I could tell you. And I just found out here. President Biden is speaking. Get to compete against the Presidente. Hello, Presidente Biden. I be talking now. Hey, but I'm having fun. Having fun. I wonder if that man's having fun. I don't know. Always looked like Trump was having fun. I don't know. Whatever. He was definitely enjoying himself, doing all of that stuff. Biden doesn't come across that way. But then again, some presidents do, some don't, the rest of that stuff. Clinton looked like he was having a ball. I think he just loved talking to those people. Absolutely did. Bush, on the other hand, maybe not so. And then we could flip it around. Kennedy, except for the Bay of Pig stuff, the rest of it. But yeah, he was out there with the people. Out there with the people. Gotta wonder. I'd say Santos is not having a good time right now. Absolutely not. I'd also say the Republicans probably not having a good time right now, too, trying to figure out who's going to lead the charge for them, who's going to be the Speaker of the House. I can't believe I'm veering off track over here. This is why we need to keep whiteboard and topic talking points over here. But I can't imagine that guy having a fun time right now. He's down there. They're trying to vote this speaker thing through and get that done. What do we have? Day 2, and I think my wife had told me there was it was one point. It was like 100 years ago. They took 120 votes. Check the facts on that one. I don't know. I don't remember if I heard it properly, on that one or not. Trying to figure that out, but crazy stuff. I wonder. I kind of wonder a few things. If enough people just say forget it, and then the Democrats hold together, the Republicans kind of say forget it, not going to vote for anybody. If then the Democratic Party's nominee for Speaker, which won't win, I guess not reality and expectations, because there are more members of Republicans than Democrats. But if more Republicans drop out, then that average just has to be a simple average that wins the Speaker role. If a Democrat could become the Speaker, even with the Republicans controlling the House. I don't know if I got that right, but if I did, that's a weird situation. That's weird. It's just kind of weird. But I can't imagine any of those politicians at this point in time having a fun time with all this crud, that they're going through, is what I was going to say. But the situation that has transpired, and is it self-transpired? Is it because there's a debate as to who should be better for everybody? Maybe that depends upon your party affiliation as to what you want, but it's nuts. It's nuts. Just way too much. So being a politician, I don't think it's fun right now. Definitely not fun. But could you imagine? Just imagine this. You have a local elected official that's outright having a good time doing what they're doing, having a good time being in front of the people, just like some of our presidents have in the past, really just enjoying the fact of really helping society, helping the community move forward. that's a great person. And there's one person that comes to mind on that one. I'm sure more, but there's one person in particular that comes to mind. Oh, a local councilman. I'll put a shout out to him. He's just I've run across him a couple of times at different events, not his events, not photo ops or anything like that. But he just loved promoting that the community and the business community, and it expanded a little bit outside of the community right over here. And it was good. It was just really refreshing to go and see. See, he's having a fun time. He's having a fun time. Are you? Are you really having a fun time with your business? Having a fun time with your free time? Having a fun time with that nonprofit? If you're not, got to think about it. Got to think about it. And this podcast thing. You could tell who's doing this because they really enjoy it. They really are providing value, and who's doing it just to get noticed and to gain followers. Some of this extreme crap that's out there, and some of it, I will fully admit, sometimes I watch some of this stuff that's just just uh, crappy stuff. It just, cops. Why do I watch cops? I don't know. I just find it entertaining. What can I tell you? I do. Just kind of do. That First Amendment thing. Oh man, the arrogance on that and the trouble that guy is making for other people. They're just trying to do their job. Too far. I think that's too far, as that one goes. Why? I guess he's having a fun time doing it. I don't know how they are. These police officers that are dealing with him certainly are not, because it's like, just, he's technically correct, I guess, in most of those cases, even all of those cases, because he knows what situation he's going into. So he's technically correct. But morally, yeah, I am. Morally, ethically, I think he's wrong. Look, if he's making people feel uncomfortable, they're feeling uncomfortable. So give them an opportunity to get out of the video with stuff like that as it goes. Some people don't. Some people go crazy. I think the Karens, I'll say it. Let's see if she's listening today. They get a little, they're amusing. That stuff is absolutely amusing, And sometimes it's just good to have some fun. I should go through things without a doubt. It's absolutely the key to success, as I wrote in the beginning over here. What is the key to success? Well, we could say in life, or certainly in business, certainly in attitude, certainly in getting through problems, certainly in everything. It's having an enjoyable time doing it. Because if you're not going to do it. You're just going to find some reason, some excuse, something that's going to, like, you know what? Forget it. Just not going to continue on with it. Not going to continue on. Going to those events, it's like, oh, I got to go to that. Why? Because I have the opportunity to meet the right people. Okay. How fast does that get old? Pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. It's like, oh yeah, it's another event. I'm going, another event. I'm going. And I will tell you what I did. I wasn't 14,000 years ago, but it was pretty darn close to it. It was a long time ago. Long time ago. I would go to these networking events all the time. Oh yeah. So my wife say, hey, yeah, I gotta go. Where you going tonight? Oh, I'm going to this event. Where you going tomorrow? Oh, I'm glad I got that event. Tomorrow, breakfast meeting. Count me in. Hey, there's a lunch over here. Without a doubt, got to go. It's a new group of people, more people I can hand out my business cards to. This is what the business, well, I can't really reach it over there, but their business cards have come down to a really small pile. I went through, over the past couple of months, I mentioned a clean house, but I went through all those business cards I collected, and I could tell you something. It was a number of names. It was a number of situations. It was just handing out business cards, and it just was it was in essence a waste of time. I learned a lot from the whole thing, but it got old. I was not having a fun time doing it. Definitely not. Definitely not. If your goal in life is to build up a whole list of friends and meet people and hear their stories and really be fascinated by why people got into business and how they got into business and how they achieve success, then you know what? Meeting a whole lot of people is a great thing to do. But still, how do you do that? How do you do that where you're still having a fun time doing it? You know, I've always enjoyed other people's stories, without a doubt. That's always been a part of what it's always been a part of me, without a doubt. So I did Blog Talk Radio back in those days, and I was doing it on a weekly basis, and occasionally meet some people, at these events. Go to interview and do that whole thing and doing that. But I can tell you, just running around every night of the week just got to be kind of old. It really did. So refocused those networking events to what was to finding people that were the right people. But then other ways of doing that too, when it came to guests for the program, was online. It was like, wow, the whole world is available to you if you're doing stuff online. And this was years ago already. Years ago, I found that to be a lot of fun. So my networking over the years has decreased, or it's become more pinpointed, and that I find to be much more enjoyable, and find that connecting connections with some people in some categories that mean more to me, what I'm looking to focus on. And a lot of that's the career and the vocational trades and stuff like that, and the manufacturing, aerospace, automobile industry, etc. But it's great. It's great. The one thing I truly love is when I'm out someplace and they say, "You may not know this, but," that's a good but. Or, "By the way, there's this person." That puts a big smile on my face. I find that to be a whole lot of fun. And then I have found so many people that are interested in helping people with careers, whether you're in transition or in high school or thereabout student, that it's looking to figure out what it is that they want to do. That's fun to me. That really is fun to me. So that keeps me at some of the networking events, but going out every night of the week, that did not become fun. So that kind of dropped, and it's been more of the online presence and stuff like that. So the question here again is, you want to meet people with stories, you want to meet people that have an interest in you, you want to meet people that are going to help you grow your business. Fantastic. Fantastic. But are you having a fun time doing it, or are you doing it because you need to do it? And this is what you must do, and that's why you're doing it. But have you really considered alternatives to the whole thing? Yeah, that was actually the point of that little message in there. We can meet people in so many different ways. So many different ways. Going to networking events? Absolutely. That's one way of doing it. Online. Oh, all those friend requests you get from LinkedIn and Facebook and maybe some of the other ones that you focused on. I'm not on a few of them, but not altogether too much. As that goes, that'll probably change as I continue on with over here with with this podcast, and changing that up a little bit because I'd like to be having the same amount of fun and get back to interviewing people. I have found that, and maybe you did too, that it's much more enjoyable listening to two people speak, or maybe one person, the guest, speak more than me, as opposed to me for 30 minutes going yakking away on the whole thing. But hey, so be it. That's where we're at right now, and that's why the consideration of breaking this up actually into three programs, eventually three programs, each with a different focus. Hmm, that would be fun. Got to coordinate it, but I think that can be done. We got to work through the time issues on that and make it work. But the question is, are you having a fun time achieving those goals that you need to? You need to meet people. That's in person, it's online, and it's obviously as well as through referrals. Where you get those referrals from? There's a couple of different ways of doing it. The networking groups, informal networking groups, or formal networking groups doing that. They just need to be able to tell those people that are at these things need to be able to tell you a story. And this is the fun part again. Here's the fun part. If you're not excited, if you're not having a fun time doing what you're doing, if you're not putting the smile on when you say, "Oh, I'm so glad you asked, man. This is what I do. I do this podcast. I've been, do it, and I'm just having a ball. I get a chance to meet and interview different people and have them tell their story and inspire others." Well, if you explain that as like, I do a podcast, I've been doing it for like a lot of years, every day, have guests on, but it's every day of the week I do it. I was like, let me ask you, who would you refer? What story do you remember, right? The first one, oh yeah, it's great. I get a chance to do this, inspire other people through the stories of others. Or the other one, yeah, each day I do this thing and it's just, it's every day. It's it's like, I ain't gonna refer you. There's not a chance in heck I'm gonna give you one of the folks that I know, either business, personal, or anything. For that second person. It's fun. First one. You've got to explain your business. And you got to be having a good time doing that. You got to be really grateful the person has asked, but to show it. Show it. This is the body language thing. Show it. Show it. And don't tell me that you can't show body language online. Bull. Bull. It's very easy to show body language online. You get a little closer to the camera. You're sitting back here. It's like, listen to someone give a presentation and da, 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 and then you get a little interested. Just kind of move forward. And then you're like this. And then you're like this. All that stuff is body language. So is this. That's not good. You want to write notes? Okay. Hold up the notepad. Let them see you writing notes. And maybe even if you pick it up and put it down or whatever, let them see it. Otherwise, they're just going to see you like this. They're going to think you're asleep. So there is a little bit of nuance that goes along with it if you're the person watching others during your Zoom presentation or online presentation that you're making to a group of people. So don't just take a snapshot photo of the body language. You got to watch what's going on. But body language can absolutely positively can be and should be used when you're doing the videos at any of these Zoom meetings. I got one coming up that I attend on a monthly basis, and it's you can tell who's having fun, who's enjoying it, or who's there just to wait their turn to say, "Hi, my name is. This is what I do for a living." Blah 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 blah. Blah. No one cares. No one cares. Unless you're doing something unbelievable, and I mean unbelievable. But if you're in a business, what are these call it commoditized businesses where you're like, an accountant and there's a gazillion accountants or some other businesses like that. It's like, or a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. Oh, I'm not. Whatever. If that person says that, oh, I'm a lawyer and been practicing for 20 years, and my name is, and this is my website, and this is my phone number. Okay, great. You've given out your information, but who cares? Who cares? You've got 10 to 30 seconds to explain it out a little bit. What kind of lawyer? What do you practice? What is it that got you in that direction? I had a situation where it really gave me an insight into this side of the law, and I really decided I wanted to focus my practice on this. Brian, phone number, website, all the rest of that stuff. That's a memorable story. And also, it's meaningful, and it shows that you are enjoying it. Enjoying it. Got to enjoy it. Let's go back to that conversation I had with this person earlier today. Why did you get started on something? Why did I get started on this whole thing? Why did you get started? Because you thought it would be enjoyable. Kids, what's a big thing? Oh, a kid. Oh, he's like a kid in a candy store. Just loving it. Overwhelming. Perhaps it is. There's so many pieces of candy, so many different types of candy. So much, so colorful, so big, so this, so that, and the other thing. Ice cream stores, you can say the same thing, right? Oh, it's like so many flavors. How many flavors, combination, what color sprinkles, what other toppings? Oh, but that kid, man, got the big smile on. Even though it's complicated. Even though that decision time is coming. Kids got the smile on. Be a kid. Be a kid in the stuff that you do. Yeah. There are responsibilities in life, without a doubt. We got to reach those things. But if we're not having a fun time on that journey, it's gonna suck. It's just gonna suck. Gotta have a fun time doing it. Figure out a way to do what you gotta do, but do it in a manner that you enjoy. And if you really, really don't enjoy it, then don't do it. Just don't do it. Change the business model, get a partner, or delegate it. What a topic that would be for to have a guest on. Delegating something. Man, now that's a good one. And you'd be happy to know that in the next couple of weeks, we have somebody coming on that will be talking about delegating. How do you delegate? Got to find the right people. Got to find the right people with the right attitude, right? Because you are going to be trusting those folks. Same thing. Same thing. So look, how do you know you're having a good time? It's pretty simple. This is not my idea. Somebody else came up with this comment. And you could either take it as you go to sleep on Sunday night or you wake up on Monday morning. Either way you want to look at it. But do you dread going to sleep Sunday night? Because you know you got to wake up Monday morning? Or you just wake up Monday morning and go, oh, man, and hit that snooze button. It's just like, oh, forget it, man. Another 50 minutes. I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Oh, or maybe you wait until you get into the office, whether you're doing it from home or actually physically at an office, and you find all kinds of other things to do. It's like, well, I could be working on that. I know that's due. It's not due for another week. I got some time with it, and maybe I can go for a walk. Maybe I could go clean the house. Maybe I can go clean the garage. Just do that. That's what you call procrastination. Should your rooms be cleaned? Yeah. Organized? Yeah. The rest of that. I just did my garage. I did my garage yesterday. That's why that one came to mind. Rearranged the whole thing. There's got to be too much stuff in there. So I rearranged it this way. It's all in better places. And what I found is other stuff that I can procrastinate with or get organized with. Sometimes it depends, but most of the time it doesn't. It depends when you're doing these things. That garage just had to be done. And I did all the work I had to do. So that stuff was complete. And I did that, put a smile on my face. I was proud of it. You can ask my wife. I mean, go out and take a look at it. I'm so bad sometimes. It's like, oh, hey, hon, did you see the garage? No, I'll go later. Oh, no. You got to go now. Go now. I was like, I cleaned the garage. I'm so proud of myself. I cleaned the garage. All right. So that's it. But I had a fun time doing it. If I had to do that for a living, no. I assume the answer to that is no. Wouldn't want to be doing that. I'd be more than happy, though, to interview you that's a home organizer, especially nowadays, right? That is a home office organizer, an interior designer. This way you could help people with their backdrops and allow them to have a more fun time doing what they're doing, not wasting time looking for things, not wondering whatever happened to that file. All right. And even on the backdrop over here, I can tell you, I will absolutely tell you that when I went from using the camera on the computer to using this camera, I use a Logitech camera now. It's a better camera. And then I did put some effort into the back over here. I mean, granted, it's not a whole heck of a lot. It's not even money spent on the whole thing. Took my son's bookcase. Hey, he doesn't live here anymore. He lives upstate. So he said it was okay. And then put some stuff on there and then some, get the black in the background on the whole thing and then some other things, some other photos and whatever. It's like, what? Made me feel good. I'm having a more fun time doing this because the environment is good. So the folks that you're working with, make sure they are the right environment. Make sure you are the right environment. Make sure you spend your day in the overall right environment. Set yourself up for success, as they say, but set yourself up for the day where you look forward to getting up on a Monday morning. Say, no, I'm going to be doing this, and it puts a smile on your face. Rewrite your mission statement. Rewrite your 30-second or less elevator pitch. Have your photo. This way, next time you attend one of these Zoom meetings, have your photo that you're using, for the profile photo. Man, update it. Make sure you're proud of that thing. Not going, oh man, it's a Zoom meeting. I don't have a real photo, and the one I have is from 42 years ago or 14,000 years ago. I was a Neanderthal. Find something, update it. That's not really procrastination, man. That's getting you in the right mindset. As you continue to move forward. All right, I'm going to leave you with this one thought. So, as I've mentioned a couple of times, we're going to the shul, going to the synagogue in the morning, more times than not on the mornings. As that more times than not, I've been heading over there for the morning prayers and stuff like that. Much of it, most of it, I don't understand. I don't speak Hebrew. It's in Hebrew, and I don't know. I've been reading one of the books since in English and the rest of that stuff. But at the end, just like if you were to go to temple, if you were to go to church, you can go to any of your institutions, you know, the priest or equivalent thereof, in this case, a rabbi, always has some message to deliver, right? That sermon. This one's brief. Now, there are occasions it's longer, but this is brief. So today had to do with the idea of studying the Torah or reading the Bible. In this case, studying the Torah, and it had to do with the fact that by doing that, you're you're creating a good environment. You're with people that are all kind of like-minded. And I agree with that. Whether it's the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, whatever it is, whether it's the networking group you belong to, whether you're an entrepreneur and you're in a mastermind group, whatever it is, even if you're in a book club that reads motivational books, whatever, Toastmasters is another one, whatever. But being with people that are like-minded, they don't have to think exactly like you do. And this is not at the expense of any other group or anything like that. But if you're in a group of like-minded people that are all moving in that same direction, that are all trying to improve their business, that are all trying to improve their communication skills, that are all trying to get healthier, that are all trying to eat better, that are all trying to, maybe you're all trying to help the community at large. So many of those groups, got to love those groups. There's a networking group out there, by the way, that focuses on that by helping other nonprofits out there that could use a little bit more notoriety. You're part of that. That's a healthy thing. That is a key to success, without a doubt. That'll put a smile on your face because you're with the right people. You're with the right environment. You know that either you are making progress or the person you're working with, either mentoring or the mentor of you, the group is moving forward and doing. We certainly can't do each and every day, without a doubt. But if you're part of a group and that group is constantly, slowly moving forward and seeing progress on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, well, if that don't put a smile on your face, I don't know what will. It should put a smile on your face. Find your group, find the fun, find the enjoyment in what you do. And if you just figure out a way to do it, there's always a way to do it. If you're looking for some advice, by all means, you can give me a ring. Happy to speak to anybody, without a doubt. There's a couple of groups that come out with different focuses also. Matter of fact, there's one tomorrow morning, which is very much an open discussion group. This is great. So it's all there. Let me know. I don't have all the answers, but maybe I do know a person or two that does, that can help you make that progress on a daily basis. And when you do, you know what you're going to do. You're going to speak well, you're going to speak often, and you're going to live inspired, and you will help others do exactly the same thing. have fun.